Hi Longhorns, welcome back. Today we're going to review the muscular system. So the function of the muscular system is to provide movement for the body. In order for our muscles to do that, there are two different categories of muscles, involuntary and voluntary muscles. Involuntary muscles move without direct thought. And some examples of muscles that do that are your heart and your lungs. And what I mean by that is you do not have to sit here and think beat, 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 or breathe, breathe, breathe. Like it happens automatically. You don't have to think about it. So that's without direct thought, involuntary muscle. Voluntary muscle, you think about it. You move the muscles with your thoughts. So, for example, your arms or your quads and biceps. Now, there are different types of muscle. There's smooth muscle, cardiac, and skeletal. And we're going to talk about the differences between the three. So smooth muscle are the muscles that make up organs. Some examples are your liver, your kidneys, lungs, stomach. For the most part, smooth muscles are involuntary. So you don't have to think about, after you eat something, you don't have to think to your stomach, digest, digest, digest. It just happens. It's involuntary. It does it on its own. It doesn't need any direction from you. Cardiac, if you've ever heard of cardiac arrest, you know that means a heart attack. So cardiac means heart. And so cardiac muscle is going to be in the heart. And again, this is involuntary muscle. And the only place that this is found is the heart. Skeletal muscle is muscle that is attached to our skeleton. And these muscles are voluntary. So for me to write, I'm using my muscles. To talk, I'm using my jaw muscles. So those are all voluntary muscles. And then the last thing that's on here is muscle fiber. So muscle fibers are the type of tissue that makes up these muscles. All right, so again, if you need to pause it, but I'm going to continue on with our labeling, which is the next part. So I do have a couple different diagrams to label. The first one, these are the ones that you absolutely have to know. These are muscles that are very widely known in the human body. So we have our biceps. Ooh. Our quadriceps, our hamstrings, your triceps, and then this last one I'm probably not pronouncing correctly. If you know how, or someone that you know knows how to say it correctly, let me know. I think it's pronounced gastrocnemius. That's my closest bet and guess. And so that is the back muscles behind your calf, or the back of your calf lip. All right, so that's our first diagram that we're labeling. Second diagram is actually the same thing. Just written a little, or shaped a little differently. So we got biceps, quads, triceps, hamstrings, and then the gastrocnemius. All right. So this image here, this is your self-assessment check. This is, I would like for y'all to pause the video now, try this on your own, see if you can get as many right as you can, and then you can come back and check it against this. Again, we're not right now taking grades. That could possibly change at the time of this filming. It is late March, so by the time this gets posted, it may have been changed by then or not, our expectations. So at this point, this is still the bicep. The muscle right here, the reason that like some weightlifters look like they have this triangle shape here, that is called the trapezius. The muscle that covers your shoulder is called your deltoid. The muscle that covers your breast, or is underneath your breast, or boys, it's in your breast area, is called the pectoralis major. This set of muscles, everybody knows them as abs, but it's actually called rectus abdominis. Again, the back of the arm is the tricep. Back of the back of the leg is called the hamstring. And then the back of the calf is that gastrocnemius. function of the muscles is to aid in movement and to help maintain posture. There are two types of muscle actions, so this is referring to movement: involuntary and voluntary. And there's three types of muscles: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. Tendons connect muscles to bones. In order to maintain homeostasis, your muscles help your body temperature. So like when your body's cooling down and you get too cold, your muscles react by shivering to increase body temperature. So if you've ever noticed, if you work out, the reason that your body gets so hot and you start sweating is because your muscles are moving. And when your muscles move, it actually generates heat. So that's why when we get too cold, we start to shiver. When you lift a cup up from the table to take a drink, you're flexing your bicep muscles. By pulling your hand closer to your mouth, that is an example of a voluntary muscle action. When you eat, your food goes through your digestive system. In your digestive system, there are muscles that move your food around on its own. This is an example of an involuntary muscle action. As always, if you need help, our office hours are 10 to noon, Monday through Friday. Feel free to email any of your science teachers, Mr. Verm, Miss Hunter, or myself with any questions that you might have. And we look forward to seeing y'all.